Hello everyone. Welcome back to Lady Liadan's Learning Library. Today we are going to get ready for camping season. And in getting ready for camping season, at events, we are going to be making something that's very important, especially at night. How else are you going to see your way around the campsite? We're going to be making a lantern. Keeping it safe for little hands, we're going to be using a battery-powered candle. And it's pretty simple to make for all ages. So we're going to make this one a little bit bigger. In fact, you can use a pillar candle in this one. We're going to be using a let's see, these are 6-inch hoops. I'm using the insides of embroidery hoops. I'm using a little bit of muslin because it's relatively thin and you can kind of see through it. So that allows the light to pass through. Now I made my little handle out of a little piece of leather, suede leather, and then my supports are just dowel rods. Now my base is just a little plaque, a little wooden plaque, and we're going to glue that on top of it. Okay? So we're going to put that aside. You'll need scissors to cut your muslin or a rotary cutter. You'll need some hot glue or some glue tape. You will need to cut your supports, your dowel rods. And I think these are about 1/4 of an inch thick. You will need to cut them. So you'll need a parent's help with a coping saw. And a coping saw looks just like this. You'll need a pencil, a pair of scissors, something to protect your workspace, and most importantly, you're going to need a ruler. So we're going to put that off to the side, just right over there, so we have access to all of our working supplies. Alright, so let's put these off to the side here. We've got our workspace protected. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our hot glue and we're going to glue all the way around. Now, if you're using low temp hot glue to prevent burns, that's great. However, you need to work really quickly. I'm using high temp, so I don't have to work quite as quickly because it stays liquid a lot longer. Okay, and then we're going to just place that right on top, just like that. Okay, and let that set a bit. Now, next thing we're going to do, we're going to put this off to the side. We need to figure out how big or how tall we want this. So, since this is 6 inches, or they're a 6-inch diameter, we want, let's see, my numbers are going the wrong way. Okay, so we're going to put that at the very bottom. And we want that. Yeah, I think that'll be about right. So where that's about 8 inches. So we need our, let's see, we need our sticks, our dowel rods, to be about 8 inches. Now, moms and dads, you're going to be the ones that are going to be cutting this. Unless you trust your kids with a coping saw with adult supervision. Now that's not to say that you shouldn't allow littles to do that, but it is a sharp object, and this is where moms and dads need to help a little bit. So mark each one exactly at 8 inches. You could use a ruler, just like that. So see, there's the 8 inches right there. Okay, and then we need to cut them. Okay, now we've got those all measured out and cut. Put those off to the side, because we can use them for something else later, I'm sure. All right, so now what we're going to do is we are going to glue these at the cardinal points. So north, south, east, west, okay? You're going to take a little bit of glue, put it on the end here, and then put a glob of glue right there, and then hold it in place. Now blow on it, blow on hot glue like that so that it dries a little faster. Now there are other glues you can use that dry relatively quick, or if you want to take the time, you can use what's called wood glue and clamp it in place, but it takes a lot longer to dry. while those dry a little bit longer, we're going to work on this part. We're going to work on the outer covering. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a piece of muslin, just like this, and fold it over just a little bit, just like that. Give it a nice clean edge. Okay, just like that. And then do it this way. Bring it all the way around like that. I want it to overlap just a little bit so that we can make a snip. And then, let's find our snip. There it is. Fold it over a little bit like that. And then looks like it falls right on my 4-inch line. That you can draw a line and cut following the line. Just had a lot of practice. Alright, now we're going to do the same to this end as we did to that end. So we're going to take and we're going to make a nice clean edge, just like that. Just like that. Yeah. So now we're going to take our hoop and glue it along the top. And you want to you don't want to bead. You kind of want a messy bit. Do it a little bit at a time so your glue doesn't dry on you. Because we're putting it in a thin layer as opposed to a bead. So it'll dry quicker. Alright, there we go. That's the part of our lantern. next thing we're going to do is we're going to take this, we're going to float this on top. Make sure you get all of your posts in there. They should be good and dry now. Alright. So, next thing we're going to do is we're going to glue our posts. We're going to glue these to the hoop. Alright. So we need some more hot glue. Oops. Over here. Alright, so we'll start with this one. Hold it in place for a little bit. Make sure that it is even with the top of the hoop, or even a little bit under. Make sure everything else is even. And we're going to do this side here, because it's just slightly away from it. And what you want to do is you put it on the top and you let it drip down. Okay. Let that dry a little bit. Okay, we're almost done. So, looks like we're going to have to do a little bit of trimming. Now, what I want to do is leave it open a little bit in the back. If you look on this one, how I left a little bit here so that I could get a candle inside, or you can pop it in from the top. I did that on this one so that, because I mean, I can reach in, not everybody can. But I can certainly reach in this one. So let's see here. Alright, so since this is the front, we're going to that down. We don't want it, we're not going to tack it all the way around. Just a little bit here and at each support post. There we go. Just so that it looks nice and tight. This one you don't have to leave open in the back if you don't want to. I probably won't. Which, that's fine. Especially since I can get my hand down inside. Okay. Make sure that your lantern fabric is pulled nice and tight. There. Looks really nice, doesn't it? Okay, so the next thing we're going to do, you see I've got a way to carry it just like that. Now, I probably should have used a not so floppy leather, but that was what I could find. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this off to the side, kind of want about 1 inch. Make sure I get all the glue off because that'll dull my blade. So we're going to take about 1 inch off, just like that. Now, moms and dads, you probably ought to help with this part because that is a razor blade. Okay, now we're going to take the scissors and we're going to round the ends so that it looks nice. And yes, I know one of the ends on that was rounded, but we want to make them look all the same. Alright, so we're going to find 2 opposite support posts, just like that. Make sure we close up all of our blades. Okay, so 2 opposite support posts. Actually, I think that's going to be better, just like that. So we're in the middle, in between a couple of the support posts. Whoops. So what we're going to do is we're going to take some hot glue right here, or whatever glue you just happen to be using, and take it, put it on that, and then in the middle. Hold it there until it's nice and dry. Or at least won't fall off on you. And then we're going to do the same to the next side. You don't need much. Just like that. Okay. Since the opening is big enough to allow us to drop our candle in, we already have a candle that's lighted. So, now we have a lovely lantern to hang outside our tent. So, right, since we have already a lighted candle, a battery operated candle, you can get them anywhere. We're going to go ahead and stick that inside. Have a lovely, lovely lantern to hang outside our tent. Now I used 4" for this one. And I used 6" for this one. A little bit of muslin. And they make lovely little lanterns. So moms and dads, this is a great project to do together. So you especially need help with tools like this that are very, very sharp, and tools like this that are very, very sharp, especially with the little ones. Now, older kids should be able to do it with adult supervision, but have fun with it. You can decorate these any way you want. You can even put like silhouettes on the inside so that it looks like fairies are dancing in your lanterns. You can use colored ones. Use a thin colored fabric. You can decorate the outside here around the edges. There's a lot of things that you can do. Use your imagination and have fun when you're next camping. That's all the time we have for today. We'll see you next time.